more can I say?
Top Billin. I Top Billin. For all the stuff that I love about the Washington football team and how great its roster has been shaped with all that young personnel, I mean, look at this picture right here. Antonio Gibson, one of the best, most talented running backs in all of football. I know it's only been one season, but when you have a skill set like that, man, I can project that out. This kid is incredible. Same thing with Terry McLaurin. Super underrated, super undervalued in the media, whatever. People need to catch up to that. A young boy like Jamin Davis, come on, we know he's going to do incredible things, and you have Chase Young and Montez Sweat on the same damn team. Add in cats like Curtis Samuel and a William Jackson, and come on, man. What? I talk about all these guys when I do the Washington football team, but you rarely ever hear me mention this dude right here. That's because I cannot stand this motherfucker. Listen, I'm always going to keep it a buck with you. And you should never not know how I feel about something, because I have to tell you, I'm not a big Ryan Fitzpatrick guy. I just don't get it with him, man. Not to say that he's a terrible player by any stretch of the imagination. I think he's at the very least above average. I just don't understand how he's getting all these opportunities. In my opinion, he's no more for silly shit than he is for his actual play. Now check this out. Like, what does his beard having a cicada in it have to do with anything? What does him showing up to practice as some small-ass Daisy Dukes have to do with anything? You got a young boy like Tua Tagovailoa over there trying to get it in. This man's distracting with his pale ass up there with some small-ass Daisy Dukes. Man, send them damn shorts over to your boy here so I can put them shits on my wife so we can let them shits really look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that type of shit right there that I just don't get. So I'll do a little bit of a film study here just to kind of, I'm going to be honest with you. When Ryan Fitzpatrick is on the TV, I turn that motherfucker. I do not like watching Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't know. And listen, I'm probably salty here because when the Washington football team, when Alex Smith retired, the first thing I thought of was like, wow, my man Tyrod Taylor can finally go and play for the Washington football team. He started his career in the DMV, right? Of course, at Virginia Tech, and then he got drafted by the Baltimore Ravens. Them Ravens, baby. It would have been cool for him to be on the Washington football team because I think he is a better player than a Ryan Fitzpatrick. But Tyrod's not walking through that door, so I got to let it go. I'll do a little bit of a film study here just to see some of the things that Ryan Fitzpatrick is working with. Obviously, a lot of this is tongue-in-cheek as far as turning the TV off when he's on or whatever like that. I've seen Ryan Fitzpatrick play 75,000 times on the 29 different teams that he's played on. But check this out right here. I'll let it go after this, maybe. So Ryan Fitzpatrick compared to Tyrod Taylor here. My man from Virginia, of course. Ryan Fitzpatrick has played in 165 games. Tyrod Taylor has played in 72 games. Ryan Fitzpatrick's been on teams when he started is 59 and 86 and has a tie. Tyrod Taylor is actually 24-21 with a tie as well. Tyrod Taylor has a higher completion percentage at 61.4. Ryan Fitzpatrick has a 60.7 completion percentage. Now, he is getting a lot better with that in his last few years. It's something we could look at right there. But 54 total touchdowns through the air for Tyrod Taylor, just 20 interceptions, right? So more than a 2-to-1 ratio. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 223 touchdowns, 169 interceptions. Well, 82 rating. Tyrod Taylor has an 89.5 rating. He almost has a 90 rating. Why can't he find a legitimate starting job? Ryan Fitzpatrick goes to these things and he's brought in to be the starter. Tyrod is usually brought in to be the backup, just like in Houston. He should be the starter for the Washington football team. If not now, come on, I can't let it go, man. At least next year. If Ryan Fitzpatrick retires, please go and get Tyrod Taylor. He's got to be at least one time on the Washington football team here for your boy. So, more average yards per attempt, more yards per attempt, 16 rushing touchdowns. Ryan Fitzpatrick has 21 rushing touchdowns in way more games, and you can just see that Tyrod Taylor is a lot better than people give him credit for, man. That's my man. He's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, quarterback in Virginia Tech history. Hey, it is what it is, man. All right, I'll let it go. Let's see some Ryan Fitzpatrick here. Arm ad-libbing. So you'll see right here, there's a pass tag on the back of this run call. And you'll see man coverage right here from Stephon Gilmore on Devontae Parker. Devontae's running a sharp slant, and he's able to get it where it needs to be just by changing his arm angle. Motion man. Motion in tight. Ooh, looks like it's going to be kind of a split zone. Able to get it there. Let's check it out right here. It looks like it was going to be counter. Actually, it's a counter OH. See him put the ball in the belly of the beast there, but able to recognize. Got to work the overhang defender here. He's definitely going to be in the sight line of the slant coming behind him. And you can see him. We'll go full speed. Just that arm angle to be able to throw it sideways there. So I know a lot of people like that kind of stuff. It's like the Matthew Stafford kind of thing. I'm not a big Matthew Stafford guy either there, so that's definitely not helping there. But I definitely recognize his ability to be able to get the throw off no matter what. Two-man route combination with a back-to-the-basket play-action fake. You'll have a post route over here to the field, and you have a dig over here to the boundary, and he does a good job of throwing this low and away. Sometimes he's unable to steer, in my opinion. I don't think he can put it exactly where he wants it to be consistently. So maybe that's why he's a journeyman, but he can do it, if you get what I'm saying. Back to the basket, play action fake. Slide in the pocket, cock and fire. See it from here. Back to the basket, play action fake. Look at him have to. That's a good throw. That's a good throw. Kind of protected him as well. If you can see right there, McCourty, the safety here. If you throw that directly into his sight path, that can be a collision for that ass right there. You don't want that. So look at the product placement on that one. It's pretty good. But before that, you can see the blitz here. I'm not sure if a nail blitz or something like that. Definitely a defensive back blitzing. He's able to sense that, slide in the pocket, throw it low and away, and kind of protect the receiver here. Good job on that. One thing that I don't like about his old Rumpelstiltskin looking ass is that he will stare down his primary a lot, right? You would think he's a little bit too old to be doing that. However, the man has some pretty good arm talent. He's able to get away with it. And sometimes you don't necessarily have to chain through your progressions if you know exactly pre-snap where you want to go and how the defense will react. But it's still a rule of thumb is good to at very least glance off the safety or something, or try to glance off help. But you'll have to the boundary here, you'll have Mike Gesicki running a corner route, and he does a really good job of laying this in here. Let's go back on this angle right here. Almost looks like he, at the very least, glanced off. We can kind of see it from here. Nah, right on the pull. He's staring down the primary. Right on the pull there, but he can see the leverage here going on the pass off. I believe this may have been passed off to the safety, and on the corner route, Gesicki's going to have the type of leverage where if he were to put it outside, and that's throwing with anticipation as well. So it's a nice anticipatory throw. Let's Gesicki box out Deron Harmon there, go up and get it. Speaking of an anticipatory throw, you get a deep curl here and a back to the basket play action fake where he has to set up. And this is against man coverage too. He does a really good job of anticipating this. Good route there. Great separation by the wide receiver. Let's see from Fitzpatrick's vantage point. Back to the basket play action fake. Immediately, this time he does hold the safety. He knows that this is pretty much a two-man route combination, at least for the concept of it or where he wants to go. Holds the safety very well. Got that rhythm of it to know that it's going to take a little bit of time for this route to develop as it's a deep curl. Receiver does a good job gaining separation, and he already has it out there for him. Can definitely think about this with regards to a Curtis Samuel or Terry McLaurin. These guys who are able to push the ball vertically or able to push the defense vertically, but then come out on different transitions. It'd be worth its weight in gold. Definitely got to have those anticipatory throws in there. This is what gets me about Fitzpatrick sometimes. You'll have just a stick route right here or a stop route against man coverage, and he throws this pick purely off the fact that his mechanics were a little faulty. This is what gets Matthew Stafford as well sometimes. See right here, he held the safety on this right here. Held that post safety, but it's pretty much a Stewart right to Gilmore. Didn't step into it, tried to use that arm talent. See, look, see him right here? Now, there you do have Harmon right here coming on fabricated pressure there. But it's almost like he had his mind made up anyway or whatever like that. He was just not going to really step into this throw. Just kind of throws it off his back foot. It's kind of short arms it there. And you can see the receiver here. The receiver here trying to work back inside. I think it might be Preston Williams there. He slips, but still, look where he's throwing it to. Right? If anything, you would have thrown this inside. If you seen Preston Williams working like that, like you did before, maybe something low and away, but he kind of short arms it there and messes with the mechanics of it and throws it completely outside and pretty much right to Stephon Gilmore. Now, you have pretty much everyone mugging the line of scrimmage. Their middle field closed, so you don't know who's coming and who's going. However, check this out. This man is a vet, right? He's a 27-year vet. You're going to have Deron Harmon, the safety here. He's going to peel back in shallow zone coverage here. You're going to have multiple in-breaking routes. You can pretty much see where this is developing here. So I don't know if he's predetermining a throw or whatever like that, but he just throws it to Deron Harmon, the underneath coverage here, with no regard for human life. Look at that. Had double ends right there, two in-breaking routes. Let's see it again from this angle. 2 in-breaking routes. Those are right to Deron Harmon. See it from this way. You know why? Look at this. I didn't even notice it on the other angle right here. Because this man immediately gets to staring down his primary receiver. So Deron Harmon's good. He's like, well, okay, I can just sit right here. I'm good. He's going. If he's throwing exactly where he's looking at, I can jump this. And you see him start to anticipate right there. So he's waiting for the second one in the stretch here. So you got your first in-breaking route, second one behind that. He doesn't even see Deron Harmon. Throws it right to him. One more game right there. Real quick hitting. Come on, you don't need that. The Washington football team, that's the last thing that it needs. It's going to have such a great defense coming for that number 1 spot. Mad props to the Baltimore Ravens, Miami Dolphins, these other teams as well that's trying to come for the number 1 spot. You don't need turnover. At the very least, you rather the ball in some type of kick, whether it be an extra point or a punt. Don't need all these turnovers. Not at all. I do like this about his game. He is able to detach. He has a good evacuation plan. He's a legitimate dual-threat quarterback. See him here making something out of nothing there. You see what went on here. Chaining through his progressions. Quickly see, looks like they heated him up a lot in this particular game. Most of the clips that I see, you can see Deron Harmon here. They're working off of middle field open and middle field closed coverage there. Keep sending in the safeties on him. So he escapes out the back door on this one. Great evacuation plan. Be able to manufacture some yardage there. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and call it a day right there. I want to get back and come with a little bit more on Ryan Fitzpatrick, maybe on certain situations, and just really see what he's able to do. I do think they can advance in the playoffs with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Regardless of what I think of him, he's still a pretty good player, a pretty good option. I still think he's a better option than Tyrod Taylor, but I got to let that go. He is good enough right now for the Washington football team. Definitely interested to see what they do in the future and when they come up on a young quarterback or even a younger quarterback who can be a franchise quarterback. This team, I'm telling you, man, this team is no joke. Anybody up there wanting to make fun of the Washington football team coming up on the channel doing all this goofy shit, laugh now, cry later. All right, but it's your boy Murph, the Underground King, top billing sports, and I am out. Peace. Yo, top billing. What are you going to do on June 16th? I'll tell you. Your ass is about to go and see the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard by Lionsgate. This is the sequel to the Hitman's Bodyguard. If you guys saw that a few years ago, you know it's about to be a barrel of laughs. You got the crazy-ass Kincaid back, that killing couple. That's Samuel Jackson and Selma Hayek's characters there. Of course, you got Ryan Reynolds back, the bodyguard extraordinaire. They're on a new mission there. It is about to be off the chain. You know straight hilarity is going to ensue when you get those three together. And, of course, I even saw my man Frank Grillo up in there. I'm a huge Frank Grillo fan. I love him from those Purge movies and several of the Marvel movies and everything like that. Frank Grillo is the absolute truth. A whole bunch of other guys that you guys will recognize, even Morgan Freeman up in there. So make sure you go out and check that out, June 16th. Shout outs to Lionsgate. They hooked your boy up with some swag. I get to screen the movie before it comes out, and I want you guys to go out there and support. June 16th, that's the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, June 16th. I will leave a link to the trailer in the description, and I want you guys to check that out as well. But June 16th. That is June 16th. Let's go.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.